You put your baby down for tummy time. You turn around for 1 second, and when you look back, your cat is intensely licking your baby's head. Over and over. Focused, deliberate, almost obsessive. Your first thought? Panic. Is this dangerous? Is something wrong? Should you stop it? Here's the truth. What your cat is doing isn't random. It's not malicious, but it's also not as simple as being sweet. There are 5 reasons your cat does this, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one applies to your cat, whether it's safe, and when you need to intervene. Let's break it down. Number 1, your cat thinks your baby is a kitten. This is the most common reason, and it's rooted deep in feline maternal instinct. When a mother cat has kittens, one of the first things she does is groom them extensively. She licks their heads, their bodies, their entire tiny forms. It stimulates circulation, it keeps them clean, and it bonds them to her scent. Now, here's what happens when your cat meets your baby. Your baby is small, helpless, makes soft noises, smells unfamiliar but non-threatening, can't defend itself. To your cat, especially if they've never been around babies before, this checks every box for kitten. So they do what instinct tells them to do. They groom. The head is the target because that's where mother cats focus first. It's the most vulnerable area, the place that needs protection. And when your cat licks your baby's head profusely, they're not being weird, they're being parental. In their mind, they've just adopted your baby into their pride, and they're doing their job. But here's where it gets complicated, because not all cats do this out of pure maternal instinct. Some have a different motivation entirely. Number 2, your cat is claiming territory. Cats don't just groom for cleanliness, they groom to mark. Every time your cat licks something, or someone, they're depositing scent from glands in their mouth and saliva. It's called allogrooming. And in the wild, cats do this to members of their colony to create a shared group scent. When your cat licks your baby's head repeatedly, they might be saying, "This baby is mine now, part of my territory, under my protection." It's not aggression, it's ownership. A cat from Brooklyn might do this differently than a cat from Miami, but the instinct is universal. Your cat is integrating your baby into the family unit, feline style. And that wet head, that's your baby officially being marked as part of the colony. But if your cat is looking obsessively, like they can't stop, that's when you need to dig deeper, because sometimes it's not about the baby at all. Number 3, your cat is stressed and your baby smells different. Cats are creatures of routine. They thrive on predictability. Then suddenly, a baby arrives. The house smells different, there are new sounds, new schedules, new chaos. And their cat? They're trying to cope. One way cats self-soothe is through repetitive behaviors, excessive grooming, over-licking. It's called displacement behavior. If your cat is licking your baby's head obsessively, they might actually be licking to calm themselves down. The baby's head becomes a focal point, something they can control in an environment that suddenly feels unpredictable. The scent of baby lotion, formula, or even just new human smell can trigger this. Your cat isn't bonding, they're regulating their own anxiety, and the baby just happens to be there. This is more common than people think, especially in cities like Los Angeles or Seattle, where households tend to be smaller and cats aren't used to major disruptions. If this is your cat, the licking will feel frantic, compulsive, not calm and methodical, and that's your cue to step in. Before we go further, if you're a parent with a cat and you've ever worried about this, hit subscribe. At the Feline Fix, we solve real cat problems for real families across America, from New York to Austin. We're almost at 500 subscribers, and when we hit that, I can answer your specific questions directly in the community tab. So subscribe, and let's get there together. Now let's talk about when this behavior crosses a line. Number 4, your cat is overstimulated by the baby scent. Babies smell like milk, like powder, like soft, sweet, vulnerable things. And to some cats, that smell is irresistible. Not in a predatory way, but in a sensory overload way. Cats have scent receptors that are 14 times more sensitive than ours. When they lick your baby's head, they're not just grooming, they're processing, trying to make sense of this intense, novel smell that's invaded their space. The scent of baby lotion, formula, or even just new human smell can trigger this. Your cat isn't trying to hurt the baby, but they're locked in a feedback loop. Scent triggers licking. Licking spreads scent. More licking, more scent. And unless you interrupt it, they won't stop on their own. If your cat does this, you'll notice they focus intensely on one spot, usually the top of the head or behind the ears. That's where baby scent concentrates, and that's where you need to redirect them. Number 5, your cat has a medical or behavioral compulsion. This is the rarest reason, but it's important. Some cats develop compulsive licking disorders. It's called psychogenic alopecia when they do it to themselves, but it can extend to objects, people, or, in this case, babies. The licking is repetitive, relentless, and doesn't stop even when you interrupt it. It's not about bonding or scent, it's a compulsion. This can be triggered by underlying anxiety, neurological issues, or even past trauma. If your cat's licking feels obsessive, if they ignore you when you try to stop them, if they return immediately to licking the baby's head the moment you turn away, that's a red flag. This isn't normal grooming behavior. This is something that needs a vet's attention, possibly a feline behaviorist, because while it might seem harmless, compulsive behaviors can escalate, and your baby's safety has to come first. Families in cities like Chicago, Atlanta, or Denver, where veterinary behaviorists are more accessible, have an advantage here. If you're in a smaller area, ask your vet for a telehealth referral. This is fixable, but it requires professional help. So here's what you need to know. When your cat licks your baby's head, it's usually one of 5 things. Maternal instinct, they think your baby is a kitten. Territorial marking, they're claiming the baby is part of their colony. Stress response, they're self-soothing in a disrupted environment. Scent overstimulation, the baby smell is triggering a feedback loop. Medical compulsion, there's an underlying behavioral or health issue. Most of the time, it's number 1 or 2. Your cat is bonding, protecting, integrating your baby into the family unit. And that's actually beautiful. But you still need to manage it, because even well-meaning cats can be too rough. Their tongues are abrasive, babies have delicate skin, and while the behavior is natural, it's not always safe. Here's how to handle it. If the licking is gentle, brief, and your cat seems calm, monitor, but don't panic. Your cat is bonding. Just make sure you're always supervising. Never leave them alone. If the licking is intense, obsessive, or focused on one spot, redirect immediately. Use a toy, a treat, or gently move your cat away. Don't yell, don't punish, just interrupt the pattern. If your cat returns repeatedly and won't stop, separate them. Create physical boundaries. Baby in one room, cat in another, until you can retrain the behavior. If the behavior feels compulsive or your cat seems anxious, consult your vet. This might need behavioral intervention or even medication in extreme cases. And always, always wash your baby's head after your cat licks it. Cat saliva isn't toxic, but it can carry bacteria. A simple wipe down with a damp cloth is enough. Here's the truth most people miss. Your cat licking your baby's head isn't a problem to solve. It's communication to understand. Your cat is telling you something. They're adjusting to this new family member. They're trying to figure out where the baby fits in their world. And in most cases, they're trying to protect, to bond, to welcome. That's instinct. That's love in cat language. But it's your job to make sure that love is expressed safely. Because your cat doesn't understand that their tongue is rough, that their saliva might irritate baby's skin, that their intensity might be too much. They just know that this small, vulnerable creature needs them, and they're answering that call the only way they know how. So the next time you see your cat licking your baby's head, don't panic. Observe. Is it calm or frantic? Brief or relentless? Gentle or intense? The answer will tell you everything you need to know. And now you know how to respond. If this helped you understand what's happening between your cat and your baby, subscribe to the Feline Fix. We solve the real challenges cat owners face every single day. And drop a comment. Does your cat do this? How did you handle it? Your story might help another worried parent. Because raising kids and cats together, it's not always easy. But when you understand the language, it's one of the most beautiful relationships you'll ever see. Welcome to the Feline Fix, where we decode the mystery so you can enjoy the magic.